Hey guys, so we are in the middle or the beginning stages of what could possibly be a financial meltdown. Now, the people that are going to be the hardest hit are going to be the poor and the middle class. Now, this video is not a doom and gloom video. I'm actually hoping to do the opposite. I want to give you hope and I want to offer any help if I possibly can to help you get through this. Because like I said, the poor and the middle class, we're the ones that are going to be affected the most by it. Not just medically, meaning that obviously if you have more money, you can afford the best care, the best insurance. That's one part of it. But the second part of it is the financial side of that. I know there's a lot of people struggling. There's a lot of people living paycheck to paycheck. I know even before this started, only like 50% of people could even had an extra $500 to their name in case of a medical emergency. And that's actually kind of what led me to be more passionate about this because if you're watching this video, you may or may not know, but I actually started a credit repair agency about a month ago, and it was because of my own troubles, my own heartaches of having to try to fix my credit. I had good credit for all my teens and 20s, and then about in my 30s, I had a tax lien, and my credit went from mid 700s to below. I think like it's around like I think once I was like 490, so it dropped over 200 points in a really quick amount of time. And during that time, I really didn't know what to do. I thought it would magically go up, and I even listened to the scarcity mindset people like what's his name, Dave Ramsey, and what's her name? She's the one that always tells people they can't buy stuff. Susie Orman, there you go. And they were saying, at the time, I guess, I don't know, I'm not blaming them by any stretch of the imagination, but they were like, oh, you don't need credit cards, just pay off your cards and live off cash. And so I tried to do that. And so I had 2 credit cards at the time, and I just stopped using them. And I connected them to my checking account, and I thought they were just over time just pay off. But somehow, since I stopped using them for about 6 months, they both closed out. And I had small debt on both of them, so I didn't really think that affected me. But that also added to my negative credit. So fast forward a couple weeks ago, I hit a curb. And like I said, about a month ago, I started the credit repair agency. Then about 2 weeks after that, I hit a curb with my car, and it caused some damage to the axle. And so the mechanic, it was like, oh, it's going to be about a little bit over $1,000. So it's like, oh man, I don't have $1,000 right now. I just invested money in a new website and all this other stuff that I had to get in order to start the agency. I had to buy my LLC, just a bunch of stuff, just small things that just added up. But I didn't have the $1,000, and I was just kind of like, man, what do I do? And so earlier this week, or I guess it's the weekend, so whatever you want to call it, last week, I was like, well, I wonder if using one of those online loan services would help. And so I did one of those, like, what do you pre-qualify from like Credit Karma, one of those like free credit deals. And I just clicked on it, just put my basic information. And the recommendation they gave me was one of those like high interest, those predatory loans, whatever you want to call them. I don't know if it was a payday loan, I don't know, whatever it was. But for $1,000, I was gonna have to pay a total of $2,500. Like, I actually thought it was a mistake. So I clicked back to the page, and it said right on there, it said 250% interest rate. I'm like, that's insane. And I just remember, like, I was like, oh my God, that's so bad. And like my 2 options were, one was like 10 payments of like $300, and you're going, oh, that's not too bad. But then you do the math, like, man, that's like $2,600, whatever it was. I don't remember the exact amount. But the other one was 5 payments of $500. I'm like, in 2 months, I would have paid off that $1,000, but I still got to keep paying for 3 more months. Like, that's absolutely insane. Now, it wasn't a pressing emergency, so I just deleted this. I just canceled out of that screen. I was just like, oh my God, that's crazy. But then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, man, there's people out there that would have to click okay. Like, There's people that didn't have that luxury of just closing out. They may need it for a medical emergency, or they may need it for rent, or they may need it for a car emergency. Like in my case, I've been taking the bus and Uber, and it's been costing more time and money, but I just didn't, I don't have too many more options right now. I'm just kind of waiting for build up a couple more, little bit more money before I just pay off the full amount of the car, because I didn't want to get a loan. But so I'm telling you right now, guys, like, I know it may feel tough sometimes. I know that things may come, but I promise you there is a positive side to everything. And so for me, what I've noticed is I just kind of tighten up. I just got to have more money saved up. I got to have better credit. I got to work on some of these stuff. And that's what I encourage you to do. So I know you may have some concerns. I know you may have some fears yourself. But here's the thing, guys. Whether the thing with your credit, it doesn't matter your race, religion, your income, it really, none of that stuff matters. But here's the thing that does matter. If you have good credit, it's going to help you. If you have bad credit, it's going to hurt you. And I know there's a lot of these financial gurus that tell you, oh, credit doesn't matter, but it does. Especially when you have an emergency, especially when you have something happen that you weren't ready for. But what if you just want to buy a house? What if you just want to buy a new car? Most of us don't have the kind of money to say, oh, here's $200,000 for a house, or here's $30,000 for a car. So that's why we do need good credit. We do need to help these have these things in place, and that's what I want to help you do. And like I said, I know you may have some concerns that it's going to cost a whole bunch of money, or it's going to take a whole lot of time. But what I didn't finish telling you about my story was I was able to increase my credit. It's been about 45 days. It's went up so far about 80 points, but my goal is to get to at least 100 points by the end of this month. So that's my goal. But my big goal is to be over 700, or my goal is actually 750 by May 15th, which is my birthday. So that's my bigger goal. But just because I know it's going to help me in the future, it's going to help me get the best interest rate, the best loan rates, the best insurance rates. So it's going to help save me money over time. And that's the thing, guys. If you think that fixing your credit is expensive, then having bad credit is a lot more expensive. But I don't want you to think about that right now. I just want you to just kind of think about, like, what can you do to help increase your credit? And that's what I want to do. I want to help you with that because I know how it feels to feel hopeless, to feel like there's nothing you can do. And that's what I've felt for years. It's like, man, my credit's bad, but what can I do? Like, it's gonna go up, right? Eventually it'll go up. And that's what I thought, but it didn't. And I had to deal with the consequences of that. But the thing is, guys, like, I don't want you to be a victim of your mistakes in the past. Like, I don't want you to feel like you have to just live with them and deal with them, I don't want you to keep dealing with declined credit. I don't want you to not have a backup plan for financial emergencies. And the thing is, guys, like, I don't want it to prevent you from the goals that you have. Because, guys, when I'm speaking to you, I'm actually speaking to me too. Like, the things I want are the things that you want. And that's kind of how we as humans work. And we forget that sometimes. And I know right now there's a lot of hysteria with the coronavirus and all this stuff. And there's a lot of fear-based, illogical actions going on right now. But I'm telling you, we from a core as humans, we're very, very similar. And that's why it's important for us to have all these things in check. And I just want you to know that there is hope, there is help, and I want to give you the credit that you deserve. And so that's why, like I said, I started my agency, but I also started a free resource page for you to check out. It's called DIY, which stands short for Do It Yourself, creditrebairsecrets.com. So DIY creditrebairsecrets.com. You can go on there. You can learn how to fix your credit, how to fix it yourself. And there's also going to be links on there if you do need some additional help. If you do want, we can help you with that. But guys, I thank you so much for your time. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, thanks. Bye.